Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to my channel Civil Stuff by Wahid. If you're watching my video for the first time, please do subscribe for more videos. Today I am going to start new topic, that is earthwork calculations. Earthwork calculations. This topic is also, as you all know, this is from what? Quantity surveying. This is also from same quantity surveying. So now in every construction aspects, like if I go for buildings, okay, roads, canals, railway lines, okay, next some culverts, dams, all these are some of the civil engineering structures, etc. Right? Now all these requires some earthwork. Now, so for all these civil engineering structures we require earthwork. Now the earthwork quantity, you can see, suppose if this is a ground level, now below ground level if you are doing any earthwork, that is called as what? Excavation. Below ground level means what you will be doing? Cutting, okay, that is called as a excavation, earthwork excavation. Above ground level whatever you are doing, example for what? Roads, railways, like that, next dams, earthen dams, then all these operations are done above the ground level. This is called as what? Filling, which is also known as embankment, okay, or this is known as, means suppose for example if I am going for a canal irrigation project, canal, so that may be called as a cutting or excavation, okay. Now this estimate requires, this earthwork calculations includes, one is to know the what? Volume of earthwork, means how much quantity of soil or earth you have arrived after excavating this one, that is volume. Quantity means what? Volume. And one more terminology which is very important, that is to know is lead and lift. Now how you will be arriving the quantity, that is volume, means, okay, suppose for cutting 1 kilometer length for canal purpose, I know this, what is this shape? Trapezoidal shape, okay. This trapezoidal shape means I know this area, okay, that area multiplied with the 1 meter length, 1 kilometer length, you will be arriving the volume into meter cubes. 1 kilometer means 1000 meters, right? So this area, trapezoidal shape area, what we are going to see in the next thing, that area multiplied with that is volume equals to area multiplied by length, I will be getting volume. I will be getting what? Volume. That is the thing you are going to learn in this one. Next we'll see what you mean by lead and what you mean by lift. Lead means it's a horizontal distance. First I will just give you what is lead and horizontal distance. Now what about lift? It is vertical distance. Now from where to where the horizontal distance and from where to where it is vertical distance, we'll see now. And you have supposed to keep in mind some of the standard values with respect to lead and with respect to lift, okay. Now standard values is, initial lead is 10 meters. Now before going to that one, we'll see one picture image, based upon that one we'll try to solve. Now here, if you see the first picture, this is the ground level. Okay, this is the ground level. Now I have made a cutting of, say, rectangular shape, okay, of width B and depth D. Okay, now while doing cutting, I will be removing soil from this pit and I will pouring somewhere. Okay, now it will be forming some shape and it will be forming some shape. Generally in practice it is not possible to pour exactly in a square shape, rectangular shape, trapezoidal shape it will be taking, or cone shape it will be taking. Now you will be having some perfect regular geometrical shape, some rectangular of width B and depth D. Now here you will be having some centroid, right? This is D by 2. Complete, this is D and half of this is D by 2. Suppose similarly if I take this as a overall depth as D, what it becomes? D by 2. Now this portion, the vertical distance between, or suppose we'll see first lead. We'll see first lead. It is the horizontal distance. Over which earth is conveyed from the center of excavation or borrow pit to the spoil or bank. What we call this as a spoil or bank means I have excavated soil here and I have taken and poured somewhere. The horizontal distance between the center of the excavation pit to the center of the bund or bank or spoil is nothing but called as a lead. Lead. Similarly, now as the depth you are going digging downwards, you will be going some distance in vertical direction below ground level, means you will be carrying that to top one. Top means what? That is vertical, that we called it as called a lift. What is called? Lift. The vertical distance between center of, this is CG, center of excavation pit to the center of the bank is nothing but called as a lead, a lift. Horizontal distance between the CG of the excavation pit to spoil or bank is nothing but called as what? Lead. And the vertical distance between CG of excavation pit to the CG of the spoil bank is nothing but called as a lift. Now similarly you may excavate like this for your building construction footings like that, but exactly you are not supposed to get this size, right? This you can't fill the spoil bank in exactly in this shape unless and until if you go for some other walls, sheet pilings like that. Okay, now here when you come to this one, this is also same thing, only instead here it is a rectangular depth size, here it is a trapezoidal one. So here this CG, this is a CG. From here to here we call it as a lead, and here to here we call it as a lift. Okay, it depends upon the cross section. Now we'll see what is the standard value for lead. Standard value for what? Lead. Standard values for lead and for lift we'll see now. Now initial. Now what is initial lead and initial lift we'll see. Initial means what? Some rate will be proposed for this excavating the pit. Okay, in that only they will be giving the amount for the lead, initial lead also, which includes, means if you excavate here you have to carry up to 10 meters like that, they will be giving that. Initial is nothing but 10 meters. Initial lead is 10 meters, whereas initial lift is 2 meters. These are very important in your any what you call examinations. any competitive examinations, these values are very important. Suppose I ask a person to carry a distance of 25 meters. For example, I am asking a person to excavate here, remove the soil and convey the soil up to 25 meters. Then there are 3 leads. How many leads are there? 3 leads. Means 10 meters is what? Initial lead. Next 2 additional leads. 2 means 25 meters. This is initial lead. Next, for every 10 meters additional lead, you have to consider 1 extra lead. Here 25 means first 10 meters 1 lead. Next 10 meters 1 additional extra lead. Next 5 meters extra lead. Means this extra lead you have to pay amount. You have to pay the amount. Similarly, for lift, initial is 2 meters. Next, for every additional 1 meter, you have to pay the extra amount. Suppose 3.8 meters is the thing I said to lift. I asked you to ask the person to lift the soil with 3.8 meters. Means 2 meters is the initial lift. Okay. Next 1 meter additional extra lift. Next 0.8 meters additional lift. Means total 3 lifts. 1 initial lift, 2 additional extra lifts. Why we are supposed to do is the payment varying will be different. The amount of payment will be varying. For that reason you are supposed to take. So these are standard values. What is the standard value of lead initially? Means 10 meters. Next lift is 2 meters. Additional, how you are going to give the extra amount for? Means extra 10 meters you are supposed to go for some extra lead, like that. This is very important topic. Next we'll see some basic formula. Okay, that is calculation of cross sectional area of earthwork both in embankment and in cutting. We'll see now. Okay, now this is earthwork in excavation, and this is earthwork in embankment. How I am saying like this? Because this is ground level. Below ground level, whatever you think is to do is now. Say I have gone up to a depth of D, and let I consider this width of excavation at bottom is this one. Now this is a n/1 slope. Okay, now when it is D and n/1 slope, this will become ND and this become this portion ND, and this is B. Now what is top width? B plus 2ND. B plus 2ND. Similarly here also, if I take this as n/1 slope and top width B, and this is n/1 slope, then this will become D. For example, this is of depth D. Okay, and D. Now what will be total width? B plus ND plus ND, 2ND. Okay, now how to calculate the formula? Now what is the shape it is you are looking? This is just like an trapezoidal. Now trapezoidal, A plus B by 2 into H. This is the formula of area of a trapezoidal section. Okay, now means what? Averages of width into depth. Now what is this one? For this one and this one, both are same, right? So area equals to B plus this one also B plus 2ND by 2 into depth is what? D. B plus B, 2B plus 2ND by 2 into D. So 2 B plus ND by 2 into D. So 2 gets cancelled, the area will remain B plus ND into D. Now this is the basic general formula in calculating the area of cross section of these shapes. Similarly, suppose if I take just rectangular, then area will be what? B into D. This one, this portion. Next, depth, it will becomes the volume. So you can calculate. Now here in order to find out the volume of this cross sectional area, volume equals to area into the length. Suppose, say for example, you have like this embankment. Then in situation, say this is of L, then multiply with the L, you will be getting the volume, that is quantity in meter cubes. This is the basic things. Okay. And in general, the earthwork excavation or embankment or spoil bank, there is a chance of mostly using trapezoidal shape only. Only in case of some hard soils, it is possible to excavate like this. It is possible to excavate like this. Okay. And just like from small sizes, just like our in front of our houses, you will be having a drainages, okay, side drains. In those situations only we'll be going for these things, right? Next, methods of calculating the volume. Methods of calculating the volumes. The first one is from cross sections. From cross sections. Next, from spot levels. From spot levels and from contours. From contours. These are the three methods. Now, this from contours, these are used for calculating the reservoir capacity. Reservoir capacity. To know the reservoir capacity, how many TMCs it can store, what is the volume of that particular catchment area, like that will be going. Okay. Next, spot levels. These are nothing but suppose area is there, some area is there, some particular spot, they will be dividing the area. Suppose this is an area, they will be dividing the area into some regular spots by taking some points, fixed reference points. They will be dividing as some grid. Okay. And before excavation or before filling, suppose for a excavation, for example excavation, what they will be doing, they will be fixing some reference point. Based upon reference, they will be going for a grid, say 5 meter by 5 meter grid, and they will take the initial readings. They will take the initial readings at every interval. Okay. Later on, they completely excavate again with this reference, again same spot, they will be taking the final readings. So what you are going to get, so initial reading, suppose excavation means initial reading, final reading means they will be going to get the depth of excavation. So particularly this area multiplied with depth, they will be going to know the volume. Like that they are going to calculate. Similarly, suppose for filling, so initially they will be taking same grid, they will be taking the initial readings and they will be filling up to the formation level they want. Again they will be going the final reading, means taking the levels twice, before and after. Either it may be excavation part or embankment point, before work and after work they will be taking to obtain the volume. And finally, coming to the cross section method, there are 4 methods as of our syllabus. That is mean sectional area method, mean sectional area method. Next, mid sectional area method, which is also known as mid ordinate. mid sectional area method or mid ordinate method, and trapezoidal rule, and next prismoidal rule. Prismoidal rule is also known as Simpson's rule. If you go back to your surveying topics in the contouring, you have learned all these two, especially trapezoidal rule and prismoidal rule. If you remember those things, you can come across it, right? So in the next videos, we'll try to elaborate these formulas, how we can use this mean sectional area method, mid sectional area method, trapezoidal rule and prismoidal rule. Some conditions will be there how to use this prismoidal or Simpson's rule. We'll see in the next upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe for more videos upon every civil engineering subject. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe our channel, and try to share among with your friends in another polytechnic civil engineering students.